Subscribe now, brother.
Now, I've always said I'm pro-America, anti-hate. And that's whether it's hate from whites, blacks, homophobes, or whatever. I'm always pro-America. I'm not against whites. I ain't against blacks. I ain't against Asian, Latinos, none of that shit. But here's my thing. I fear too often, like, we want whites to do better or understand the black plight or to, like, be able to relate to us. But when they do, I feel like they don't get no credit. We don't ever recognize them in black history when they do stand up for black people and they get ostracized from their people and then people don't want nothing to do with them. And today, I'm going to talk about a white man in history who was great, James Reeb. He was part of the Selma, Alabama movement when they was marching and stuff. The only reason why President Lyndon Johnson sent national troops to help protect them against George Wallace, Alabama troops, was because a white man by the name of James Reeb was killed. The first march quickly became known as Bloody Sunday, as Governor George Wallace refused to protect the marchers and even ordered Alabama state troopers to attack demonstrators. Two days later, on March 9th, Dr. King led a second march on Selma with over 2,500 people without any incidents. Until later that night, when members of the KKK attacked 3 ministers on the street, beating them with clubs to the point one of them died by the name of James Reeb.
It's time for us to say to these men that if you don't do something about it, we will have no alternative but to engage in broader and more drastic forms of civil disobedience in order to bring the attention of the nation to this whole issue in Selma, Alabama.
There can and should be no argument. Every American citizen must have an equal right to vote.
The third march started March 21st. Even then, Governor Wallace still refused to protect the marchers, so President Johnson sent 2,000 soldiers, including FBI agents and federal marshals.
These forces should be adequate to assure the rights of American citizens pursuant to a federal court order to walk peaceably and safely without injury or loss of life.
On August 6th, the Voting Right Bill was signed by President Johnson, which provided federal registrars to ensure that the law was implemented by overseeing registration and elections. Oh, they sent the National Guard marching. But I don't want people to think like, oh, they sent it because they felt so horrific or I felt so horrible about what they saw King and the dogs and the water hose and everybody attacking them. No, they part of the reason why they sent those troops down there because of James Reeb. James Reeb, white man who got killed defending our black rights. So the white man a month, white man a week, and I'm gonna start doing this because we need to do this, man. We need white allies. That's a fact. Even a whole bunch of civil rights activists said that. We need everybody to be allies if we want to get this movement keep going. So, that's all I'm saying. Shout out to James Reeb. I appreciate what you did, brother, and people need to know about you. People might not like this. A lot of my brothers and sisters might hate me for doing that, but I gotta give credit where credit due. I'm not fake. I'm not racist. I'm pro-America, anti-hate. Pro-America involves blacks, all the races that contribute to building this beautiful country that I love. Trust me. Because I've been to Africa. I've been to several countries around the world. They all want to come here. I'm just saying, every country's corrupt. Every country's got their effed up stuff going on. But I promise you, it's like all blacks not one way, all whites not one way, all police not one way, all the KKK, they the same way. I'm going to leave it at that. But that's all I'm saying, man. So let's give credit where credit is due. Subscribe now.
Why do you light-skinned guys always try to act so militant?
We're living in a sad, sad, sad time, brothers and sisters, where the people would rather protest from the comfort of their home instead of marching the streets. Sounds like a setup if you ask me. Thumb thugging, fake ass social media protesters. They stay posting. Oh, they stay posting. But they stay posting at the crib.
Hey, Militant Mike.
I sense a condescending tone, white sister.
Are you a veteran?
A veteran blackness?
Were you some sort of 5-star general?
You ain't peeped the, you talking about the 5 stars, but you ain't peeped the Jesus and his mom watching over my heart? Even though it's the white Jesus, well, white Mary, because really Mary is supposed to be black.
Aren't you a little bit too, light-skinned to be a militant?
Huh?
Aren't you a little bit too light-skinned to be a militant?
Huh?
See, people want a movement, but they don't want to move. Militant Mo's is gonna be that movement.
Well, tell the police I'm not black. Shit. The worst lynching in America happened to a light-skinned brother. You ever heard of Emmett Till? Exactly.
Man, I would never, ever use the P word in front of that man's name.
Oh, you talking about pussy?
I ain't say that. I ain't say the P word. I like that, but no, I'm talking about Donald. I ain't never used the P word in front of Donald, and you know what I'm talking about, ladies.
Subscribe now, brother.